Hees with Grow Your Movement Freedom. And this is a little windy today, so I apologize for the wind noise, but this backdrop is just too good to not do. We got a little excitement going on. There's a whole social event. There's a number of horses being mixed in with new horses and wonderful horses here, which is perfect for the topic I want to talk about today, which is core ability. How to use your torso, how to use your strength, how to find it in a way that's different from how we're taught and told to do it through last probably 2 decades of exercise and all those things. I'm a fitness instructor since 1982. When I first ran into this stuff, it really blew my mind because I was trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And so what I'm going to tell you today is the stuff I'm excited and passionate about, and I'm really pleased to share this with you because I think this is really important stuff to know and to learn so that you can feel strong and you can do the things you love to do with comfort and freedom and ease. So let's check it out. So these guys right here are carriage ponies in the summertime. They've just arrived here for winter pasture. But you can see that they're built strong. These guys are built in a way that's really solid and can do work. You can just see that these guys can do work. And I would bet my bottom dollar that they do not suck in their tummies when the going gets tough and they got to pull a carriage full of tourists. I bet they just fill themselves out, lean into the work, and get it done. You're also built to be able to do that. And we're going to take a look at how that works biomechanically. So over the last 20, 30 years, we've developed a really strong belief in fitness in almost all circles that strength in our core is based on sucking our abs in. That we get stronger by pulling our belly buttons in, sucking everything in, and doing this. But actually, our bodies are designed to have strength in a different way. And this ends up working against us. The sucking in our abs actually works against us when we're wanting to have useful strength for doing things like pushing, like lifting, like moving things, and so on. So I want to look at how we're designed to have support, how we're designed to have strength in our middle. And this stuff is really supported well by new evidence that's coming out, new research, new evidence that's been looking at how do our abs work, how do we get strength, and how is this set up so that we can find more strength more easily. And it turns out we've been doing way too much work to have actual strength for movement. But the bit of the trick is this, that the aesthetic, the look that we think gives us strength is this sucked in look, the six-pack abs. But actually the six-pack abs is not as strong and as useful as what I'm about to show you now. This is different. So check it out with me. It's really interesting, it's really important, and it could change your whole sense of how strong you are, what you're able to do well, what you're able to do with strength. So our body is set up in 2 chambers, the torso here. So we've got an upper chamber and we've got a lower chamber, and separated by a muscle called the diaphragm. And the diaphragm muscle runs in just below our ribs. It's a big dome that goes front to back, side to side, and it separates the abdominal chamber from the ribs and the heart and everything that's up top here. So we got a lower chamber and we have an upper chamber. And the diaphragm muscle can move up and it can move down. And it functions as a breathing muscle, so it helps our lungs and our rib cage to expand and contract. And it also functions as a postural muscle. So it's tied in with all the muscles down here in the lower back, in the abdomen, all its fibers interweave. And when we let the diaphragm move down or up, it shifts what happens to the shape of our tummy here. Muscle. And as a postural muscle, it will sit like in a toothpaste tube here. I'm going to use this as a handy-dandy prop here. In a toothpaste tube, it's somewhere in the middle, right? And if it settles down a little lower and it settles on top of the organs here, then the organs sit inside the abdomen and they create a ball. They're a little bit of a ball, they're a little bit round, and that roundness creates firmness around the wall of the abdomen. And you can feel that if you wanted to create a little bit more firmness, if you lightly contained that wall with muscles around the outside, light containing, then you get extra support in there. And that ball lays against your spine. If you imagine your spine is here and this lays against the spine, this ball creates support from the inside against your spine. Now contrast that with lifting this lid a little higher. So if I suck in my abs, you'll feel that the ribs lift and that the diaphragm, the dome that goes underneath your ribs, actually lifts up as well. And that's similar to lifting this lid right here up a little bit. And then all the contents inside, they get squishy. there's no longer the same kind of support on the inside. And so what your body tries to do to create the support is squeeze really hard on the outside. That's what all that squeezing the ab muscles is about. That's what the six-pack abs do. That's what all those things do, right? They squeeze. But the problem with the squeezing is it braces. So it makes you tight at the same time as it squeezes. And it doesn't have the same quality of support as simply having a slightly lower diaphragm there and having a full ball of organs down there. So what's interesting is your body probably already knows this. If you do a big cough, like a serious cough, your body will probably fill out a little bit down low. Also, if you needed to push a car out of the ditch or do something big like that, and you're finding that, sucking your abs in and doing all the things you learned in fitness class about pushing a car wasn't working, you'd probably breathe out, lean into it, and get it going. Sort of like those carriage horses, right? And so your body knows this. But our brain thought it was smarter because it thought, well, if a little bit of containing the walls of the abdomen is good, then squeezing the walls of the abdomen must be better. But in fact, that's worked against us. It's made us less strong. It's used those muscles, kept them busy doing bracing instead of being available for movement. And it's taken away the real beautiful support of that intra-abdominal pressure provided lightly and easily by light containing around the base here and a light containing actually all the way around, all sides, from the bottom, from the top, all the way around. Light containing rather than this big squeezing movement that makes us tight and actually less available for strength. So if you're interested in this stuff and you'd like to know more, if you'd like to know more about the research, and in particular if you'd like to feel this, if you'd like to feel what this kind of strength feels like, and to check out whether it feels safe and whether it feels reasonable and whether it feels useful for you, for the things you want to be able to do, I'm teaching a workshop. It's coming up and the details are right below here. And I'd love to share more with you about this because I love this stuff. I think it's so foundational and so fundamental to what we're able to do, to how confident we can be that we've got good strength in our bodies and that we know how to get ready and organized for that strength and that we can use it now, today. You can go out without having to do a bunch of exercises and feel different. And if you'd like to join me for this and get that sense of that, I'd love to see you at the workshop. So check the details below, get in touch with me and sign up for that. And in the meantime, find your toothpaste tube, check this out, do a little bit of checking out. What's it like to have light containment here and feel that pressure there, and then to move it up higher and notice how much more effort is needed to get the pressure. This is one of the best demos you can do that immediately gets the feel of this, right? And then play a little bit with what's the difference between sucking up your abs and doing something versus just settling and feeling a light containing down here and being able to lean into something or being able to move it or lift something or pull or push, right? Check out something like pushing your friend around a little bit, right? Or moving a bale of hay or lifting a pot off the stove or something like that. Nothing huge and big, but to get a feel of it in your body so your body gets to check it out. Sound good? Have fun with this. I look forward to hearing what you're finding out, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. So as a PS, I often talk about finding this inner strength as finding your inner muskox. But today we're going to talk about finding your inner yak, because I happen to have some very obliging yaks here who are willing to show how substantive they are, how amazing they are, and how strong and solid they look. And you can get this feel inside yourself as well. You can get the feel of having an internal yak like this for your own strength and support. If you want some of that, come and see me, come sign up for that workshop. Bye for now.